I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Giulio Gallerati, Ryan Lynch. We're here. We're doing it. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Giulio.
And good to see all of you watching as well. It's a big day. This has been a big Gallerati week. And I'm excited. So my special comes out tonight at 8 p.m. Please watch it. I don't think there's much more that I need to add onto it. If you've seen me in the last year, you probably, and that was the only time you've seen me, you probably haven't heard any of these jokes. I was working on it up until February 2024. And then since then, I've started turning over the set. So if you've seen me on the road since then, most of that set is different. There's a couple things that were overlapped or changed a bit. But anyway, so yeah, I'm happy, man. I hope people like it. I sort of, I'm a little bit nervous. And it's one of those things where like, there's certain videos where if I put it out, and you maybe feel this way too, if I put a video out and I think it's really good, if somebody says mean things to me, it doesn't really bother me because I feel so good about the video. But certain things, I'm not sure if they're good. I'm like, is this good? Sometimes I think it's good. Sometimes I think it's bad. And those are the days where like, it's a thing where it's much more vulnerable. Mm-hmm. The special feels like one of those things.
It feels vulnerable.
I think it's good. And you know, I've been cutting my teeth in New York City for years. Like I headline on the road. I can do well in mostly any environment, any city. So I feel fairly confident about my ability, but still like the way that things translate onto the screen, it's just like a very vulnerable thing. So I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I saw the special. I guess the only advice that I would give to anybody that is thinking about seeing it or on the fence about seeing it, which is odd because you're listening to the 597th episode of the podcast here. If you like laughing and enjoying yourself, watch it. If you like are one of those people that likes to sit and ponder and be angry all the time, like don't watch it. Like just do that. If that's what you'd prefer to do that. If you want to have a good time, I don't know, watch it.
I like it.
That's what I would say. I've seen it. It's fantastic.
I like it a lot, Lynch.
So I'm excited for everyone else to see it.
Thank you. And if you haven't, also watch my Everglades video that's out. I know sort of that whole idea came to fruition on the pod, honestly. Just like I was thinking about how I wanted to execute making more videos. So that is out, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I think you guys will like it a lot. You should definitely watch it. And I also like to do sort of like it's not really a retrospective, but like I send an email out when I drop it with just sort of some like behind the scenes thoughts and feelings about it and things that resonated with me. And I've gotten really good feedback about it. If you guys want to get involved in that, just sign up for my email list. This is the link in my bio, the Beacons link in my bio. And it basically just asks your city an email. It asks your city because when I come to your city, I'll email you that I'm coming to the city so that you won't miss it. And other than that, yeah, I'll just email you when I drop new videos. So I'm not like constantly spamming or trying to sell you anything. But yeah, really happy with how that video came out. And the next video is going to be at the Dry Tortugas National Park, which is one of the hardest ones to get to in the entire country. Can only be accessed by seaplane or boat. Really cool adventure getting to go see it. So really happy with the level of the video, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all the ones that come out this year.
Yeah, thanks.
I just am.
What did you think about what stuff resonated with you about the Everglades one? Just out of curiosity, what did you find interesting or pretty or what?
Well, I've already said this to you a bunch of times. The edit is just fantastic.
Thank you, man.
And I love the transition from being in peaceful land and then jumping straight to Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was the cinematic shots that you got. And the commentary that you gave was just very like chill, calm. You know, you're educating people, but you're more just like, this is my experience right now. I really like this. This is really cool. And this is how I feel about it. And it just was very mellow. It felt like David Attenborough doing like an ASMR, living in the moment take as if he was there, as opposed to where he's commenting on things that he's commenting on footage that he's watching and analyzing. You're just commentating with the same kind of comfortable feeling that he gives the audience, but from boots on the ground perspective.
Interesting. I'll take that, Lynch.
So I liked it, and it's different. It's different. I haven't seen anything like it. So it's beautiful, and everything about the edit I like a lot. I really liked the nature aspect of it, and then the going around the city was great too. But the nature aspect was really exciting, and the shots that you were able to get was exciting.
Agreed. I think it's cool. The thing that's cool, interesting to me too about it is like the Everglades. Like you really have to sort of pay attention or have somebody psych you up about it, or there's a chance that the average person might not even notice how cool it is. You know what I mean? Just because it's not like I'm really interested in this. So like if you are really interested in it, you're going to automatically care. If it's not on your radar, like the Grand Canyon is going to blow anybody away. But the Everglades, it might be easy to not like think about it or not like give it a chance. So to me, I felt as if we were able to capture the beauty really nicely. And like you said, in a way that was true to me. Like it's the things that I specifically noticed. And I feel like we were able to represent it, which can be hard to do at the quote amateur level. You know what I mean? So we upped our game, and shout out to Zach Ray, who we discussed the vision and tried to figure out how to execute it. So
yeah,
so far so good, dude.
Yeah, it was confidently its own thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people will struggle to do that. And you weren't able to struggle on it. You didn't allow yourself to.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, it's great. So yeah, check that out on Giulio's channel. I think we're all looking forward to what else is coming from you.
What else? So enough about me. What's going on with you?
I did a comedy jam on Monday.
Like an improv jam?
No, so the group of guys that I have been doing shows with, Brainstorm Comedy. Check out the Instagram. Please shout out to Brainstorm Comedy. Shout out to Steve and Alec. So they were putting on a show with this small band that one of the guys was familiar with. Didn't know each other too well, but they do jazz. They play jazz at this club in Crown Heights every Monday night, and they came up with the idea of doing some sort of comedy/jazz show, replacing what they typically do, which is just jazz. And so what the plan was to do some jazz music, then some comedy, then jazz, then comedy. 5 comics, songs in between, before and at the end to bookend it. And it was kind of just a big experiment. It was our first time doing it. So they asked me to do it along with 2 other great comics that are in our circle. And we went there, and the jazz players were so good. They were so talented. It was a bass player, a regular electric guitar, and a drummer. And the drummer kind of sounded like Michael Jackson. He's just this tall white guy with this like, hey, how's it going voice. And he was just great vibes. And I didn't know these people. And there was just such great energy where when I was doing my set, I kind of songified everything. And because I knew I couldn't just do, like, the audience, they came for the jazz. They didn't know that comedy was happening. So I knew that if I were to just do my set and not acknowledge the environment, they would kind of just shut down right away.
They were playing the music still while everybody was performing?
During the set.
And were they, like, tailoring it?
Yeah. So my one friend, Kevin Sanchez, really funny guy, he did his material with, rhythm, and he was bouncing with the music, and they were picking up speed, and they were getting faster and slower depending on his cadence. And the rhythm of it just made it so much fun. When I went up, I took some of my material and I songified it.
That's great.
And I played with the band a little bit, like interacting with them. And it was the most fun set of my life. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I got the drummer involved.
The audience loved it?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. And there was this guy that was giving my one friend a really hard time because he was sitting really close to the front, and he kept running up, and he was trying to grab the microphone and stuff. And I was able to win him over because he was very altercative, and I got him on my side at the end. And yeah, it was great. The best way I can describe it, especially with people that like you haven't worked with before, it was like I was on a surfboard and they were the wave, and they were making sure that I did not fall. And so like wherever I was going, they would guide and go with me with bumpers on the side too. So no matter what happened, if I messed up or something, or if I started speaking really fast out of the blue without them knowing that I was going to switch up like that, they switched up with it. And then there was a saxophone player that happened to just show up just when I was going up. And so it was so much fun.
Well, that is what's cool about jazz too, is like, I think jazz is one of those undeniable things where I'm not a fan of jazz. I don't listen to jazz literally ever, but like seeing it live is sick. Like seeing jazz musicians jam, like they all are sort of like riffing. Like,
the whole thing was a riff.
The whole thing is riffed. And they like play off each other. So like one guy starts, it's this like organism. And I know that like every jazz documentary says that, but it's true. And it's such a high level. Like jazz piano is so complicated. Like seeing live jazz is fucking sick. And the thing that's interesting about your choice is that by participating, you join the organism. And by not doing that, you're like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to just try to stand on top of it instead of trying to like mix into it. Now it makes it a completely different thing. And maybe some people might be like, well, that's not stand up. Okay, fine. But like, it's a fun, different thing. And like, it sounded like you did a good job. So
yeah, it was, I've never seen the docs, but like, yes, it is its own organism. And it was just thrilling to be a part of that. So I think we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah,
I think most Mondays moving forward, we're going to be doing it. And so I hope to work with them all the time, because
these are like older dudes, these guys, these jazz guys.
Yeah, I'd say they're in their 30s, not older, but like older than me to a degree. Yeah, it was a different like muscle I like got to flex. It was a lot of fun. It was fun just like doing little jazz terms like, oh, that's right. Like during between lines stuff. Yeah. It was a blast. So I did that on Monday.
So dude, I want to add one more jazz thing.
Yeah.
Before we move on. This guy I'm friends with, his name's Jarrell. This guy's like a nutcase. He's the man though, but he's so funny. Like I've told this story on the pod once where like he somehow like swindled me into moving him to San Francisco from LA or from LA. Yeah. From LA to San Francisco. And I ended up like it was just a complete disaster. If you're like an OG Oops fan, you maybe know the story. I'm not going to retell it right now. But dude, he took me to jazz, and this guy's a wild card. Like you can't go anywhere with him. You can because he's not going to like fuck things up, but he'll do some shit that makes you uncomfortable. But it's like cute. So like for example, one thing he'll do, like we were in the Jinjilbang in this Korean spa, which is the hottest sauna, and he was sitting in the middle of the sauna, like Indian style. I don't know if that's not PC.
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce.
And by hottest, do you mean like most popular, or
no,
like it has the highest temperature?
Hottest. And as like a tactic to try to make himself last longer, he didn't like explain this to me. He just starts going to be or not to be, like full on Shakespeare like monologue. I'm like, dude, this guy's out of his fucking mind. We went to a jazz show, and this guy's apparently an amazing jazz saxophonist as well. He's a very talented, odd dude. Love him. Amazing. But the jazz people are like doing the thing. One guy starts doing a solo, bro. Jarrell stands up and goes, "Fuck yeah!" That's like, dude. And like everybody loved. You know what I mean? Most of the time when he does this shit, it like makes everybody excited. But it's just you never know what you're gonna get with this guy.
Yeah.
He opened my eyes to like the world of jazz, and I appreciate that he did that.
Yeah, I love musical comedy. And I like singing. It was crazy though. I'm not a good singer. I like to sing. Whenever I made songs, when I was doing before I started working on the podcast, I would make these songs on the notes on my phone project that I was doing, and I just auto-tuned the fuck out of everything. And then it was auto-tuned in real time, so I never got proper feedback as to how bad of a singer I actually was.
Because when you would put it out, it was auto-tuned.
And when I was recording it, it was an auto-tune. So the feedback like that I'm getting of us talking right now in my computer when I was singing was auto-tuned in the moment.
Oh, funny.
So I really embellished into the auto-tune. So then I learned what notes I can and can't hit during the show.
Interesting.
But the thing was, it was comedy, so it didn't matter.
But I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I
like,
mean?
You know, you sing along to a song, and it's slightly different. But like, I remember I tried to sing an Alanis Morissette song during karaoke, and I couldn't hit any of the notes. And I'd sung along to the song a million times, but I didn't know because I wasn't actually singing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Similar concept.
You learn in real time, but you have to commit. So I got to play you a little snippet of it because it was
I want to see him.
It was so much fun. So
I want to tell you guys a story about something that's been on my mind. Back before COVID, I used to go to restaurants
I've posted this bit.
There was always free bread.
So these guys don't.
Where'd it go?
So these guys, they don't know I'm gonna start singing because we really were just riffing. And this guy looks up when I start singing, and I thought it was so funny.
That bothers me a lot. Where'd the free bread go? Where's the free bread? Used to walk in, it was waiting for me. Now I gotta order it instead.
This one,
Where's the free bread? I'm wondering, where'd the free bread go?
Dude, that's great, bro. That's so fun.
so we had a blast with that, and then
What a fun thing.
the last thing I'll show you, this guy that was going crazy.
Wayne's World hat, that's a throwback. Whenever I get a new hat,
This guy.
just makes me want to flutter, makes me want to fly.
Wait for this guy. Wait, look at him.
And a guy, and I don't even know how to express
Hilarious.
it. When a guy comes up to me and
Oh, that was the guy who was a problem?
Yeah, but not with me.
Not with you, yeah. Bro, that's great.
It was so
Makes me want
much
to
fun.
fly, dude. That's great. Man.
It felt like church.
That's so fun.
music.
That's so
So-
fun and funny, man.
So
I
yeah,
love
more
that.
of that. More of that.
I love it, dude. It's what a cool thing to get to like just go be creative and fuck around.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really cool. That's cool that you guys are doing that. Dude, I was walking around the other day and it's been a pretty cold winter. Like there's been a solid amount of days where I'm like, while I'm walking around. Out of nowhere, it was just 50 degrees, which was welcome. Spring is in the air. I love to see it. And it was amazing because I was wearing MeUndies. And you know what that means? That even though I've been wearing my MeUndies the entire winter because it's been freezing cold, the second it gets warm, I don't need to wear different underwear because the MeUndies adjust perfectly to the temperature. This is my favorite style, the black boxer brief. It is flexible. It is comfortable. Keeps you cool when it needs to. Keeps you warm when it needs to. It is brilliant. It is of the future, and you need it on your body now.
They got styles for everybody. Okay, you can get some expressive prints. You can get some classical, some colorful, some fun colors. Anything you want, MeUndies has you covered, literally and stylistically. They also have versatile loungewear. I've been wearing that to bed lately, and just like when I'm feeling like butter on the streets, I'm feeling like butter in the sheets, Giulio.
Hey.
It is smooth as some natural cow milk butter.
Love it, dude.
Just love it on my body, and I have to stop talking about it and move on because I'm getting excited. MeUndies has a problem-free philosophy. So if you're not happy with your first pair of MeUndies, it's on MeUndies. So you can't go wrong. We love MeUndies. I'm so glad we get to work with them because they work really well with me. So good things come in big packages at MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping on orders of $75 or more at MeUndies.com/oops podcast. Enter promo code oops podcast. That's MeUndies.com/oops podcast. Code oops podcast for 20% off. MeUndies. Comfort
From the outside in. Well, dude, I guess the Academy Awards just happened. We are, not to give you guys a peek behind the veil, but we have recorded this episode before the Academy Awards actually happened. So we're basically going to be giving our feedback about the movies without knowing the outcome. So in a way, it's revealing because sometimes when all the chips fall and you're like, oh, this one, that one, it can start to affect your opinion.
You're like, that makes sense. Or
Exactly.
you can, yeah.
So I was able to get through most of my, what I try to do, which is best picture, best foreign film, and best documentary feature. 2 of the 5 documentary features you can't watch in America for some reason. There's no distribution. Like you have to be in the UK. I know a dude who's like, you can log into my UK Apple TV, but I didn't want to log out of mine because like it would be too annoying. So I'm just like, whatever. I just won't see those 2. But Lynch, I know Lynch, you were cracking some of them too. How many did you make it through so that we can sort of accurately do this?
But I got through 4.
Okay. So I'll quickly give you guys my recaps of these smaller categories before we talk about the best picture category. So there's the best international feature. I thought that, so basically I do it on a 5-star rating. And again, not that my opinion matters, not that you necessarily think that I'm a person whose opinion you should even listen to. This is just what I think. I'm a little more critical because these are supposed to be the best of the best. So I have that in mind. But for international feature, in order, number 5, I had the movie Flow. It's animated. I gave it 4 stars.
I heard good things about that.
It's really good.
Was it pretty?
It was really pretty and cute and sweet. The animation was a little odd. But yeah, 4 stars. Like, it was awesome. Loved it. Then Amelia Perez at number 4, also 4 stars. Which I liked a lot. I'll talk more specifically about it when we do the best picture category because it's in that as well. Number 3, I'm Still Here. Number 2, Girl with the Needle. Number 1, Seed of the Sacred Fig. And those were all 5 stars. Then we got a documentary feature. Number 3, Soundtrack of a Coup d'etat, 4 stars. Then Sugarcane and Black Box Diaries I had both as 5 stars. So into the best picture category, Lynch. So I guess you've seen 4 of them.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to start at the bottom of my list.
Okay.
And then we'll move up from there. And I'll try to give a little insight too. Did you see A Complete Unknown? Did you watch that?
No.
So to me, I had that as a 1 star. No offense. I thought there was good acting, but story fell pretty flat for me. You know, that's a very well documented time of Bob Dylan's life. There's like tons of actual video footage of it. Why do I have to watch, oversimplified versions of people pretending? It just doesn't do it for me. I'm pretty biased against certain categories. This is one of them, the bio category I struggle with, as well as sometimes like the civil rights fictional story I sometimes struggle with also.
I think we're going to get a lot more biopics moving forward because just under sequels, reboots, and franchises, I think biopics are a little bit more of a guarantee to do well in the box office than an original IP. So just be prepared.
Yeah.
And that's based off of just what I think.
Yeah, no, I
feel like that's coming.
It makes sense, yeah. And there's always usually 1 or 2 that make it in there. So anyway, yeah, that was the bottom of my list of the 10.
Yeah.
1 star. Another one that I gave 1 star is called Nickel Boys. It's a story about this guy basically who goes to this almost like a juvenile delinquent school camp like thing for people who get arrested when they're young. And it's a whole thing that was happening that's like really sad and tragic and like a smear on the country's history that these things existed. The movie just I just didn't think it was good. They shoot the whole thing POV. So like you're the actor and you're looking into the camera and you're like talking to the camera like it's the guy who you're looking at.
The whole time?
Yes. And they change POV throughout the movie, not like the whole time, but most of the time. It felt like very style over substance to me. The story, you could tell the book was amazing. I think the book was like an award-winning book. But like nothing about the movie really did it for me, to be honest. I would have rather just watched a documentary about that subject matter instead of watch this like over-stylized thing, which is obviously important, so I have to care about it, but it's like a fake story. Like,
It's completely made up?
I'm pretty sure. I know it's like based on a real thing, but the characters were made up. So to me, I just didn't like it.
Okay.
Number 8, Wicked, 2 stars. It's a kid's movie. It was great. Like Ariana Grande was amazing. Cynthia Erivo was amazing. I'm sure the musical's amazing. I'm sure if you love the musical, this would have been amazing. To me, I just don't know what it was doing in this category. If I wasn't scoring it for Best Picture of the Year at the Academy Awards, maybe I would have given it a better. But I give this 2 stars. There was nothing in the 3-star category for me. So then we entered the 4-star category. So at number 7, I had The Substance, which I know Lynch has seen. We talked about it in depth.
We talked about it many episodes.
Then number 6, also 4 stars, Conclave.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, also 4 stars, Amelia Perez. I don't know why people hate Amelia Perez so much.
The scene that I keep seeing online is the doctor talking about penis to vagina, da-na-na-na-na. And that's a lot of people's only impression of the movie, and they don't want to see it. And they have big opinions about the movie based off of that little snippet. And so I think that's why a lot of people, whether they saw it or not, lean a certain way about it.
Well, it's so funny to me if I'm watching a movie, right? If this is a one-off instance of a thing. Now, I know I just said that I don't like some of these like fictional civil rights stories sometimes, or I don't like a biopic.
Yeah.
That's just a trend. There are some that I like. It just depends. I tend to not like them. A movie like this is a one-off thing. So I'm watching a movie. I'm not going in there being like, oh, I'm annoyed about this topic, therefore this movie annoys me. Why are we doing this? Like that, to me, it's like such an unevolved way to like approach watching something. There's things about this movie that were so good. So not to spoil anything, it's about this like gangster who transitions and becomes a woman. Now, at the beginning, it took me a second. I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie, right? At some point, Zoe Saldana, who's this, who by the way is amazing.
Is she nominated for Best Actress?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to that category. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
But you can look though. I didn't mean to sound.
No,
sassy.
I know you didn't. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
I would not be surprised. She was great. But she meets with the gangster, who is like basically like, you need to tell me that you're going to do this, because once you say yes, you can't walk it back. She's like, okay. And the gangster is singing, but like in this whisper, which was just such a cool choice, because it's ridiculous to make a gangster sing. I'm a gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I want to see that movie.
So, bro, the gangster's like, basically, I want to become a woman, and I want to like, but it's like in Spanish, dude, fucking amazing. That actress, who I know is in trouble for tweeting, I don't know the whole story behind it, who then becomes the woman in the movie, she's amazing, dude. She absolutely crushed it. She was incredible. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because it was too melodramatic. It's a made up story and it was too crazy. And the ending was too crazy and like happened too fast. And I was like, as amazing as I liked all this, I preferred something that was slightly more realistic, despite the fact that it was a musical, but I fucking loved it and thought it was great. Number 4, I'm Still Here. It's a true story, basically about a military coup and takeover in Brazil in the 70s, which was completely not on my radar. I didn't think I even knew that happened. And basically tells a true story about a family that gets basically flipped on its head because of this whole situation. And it's one of these movies where like not a ton of stuff happens, but that's not bad. You know what I mean? Like it's just very, very well written, very well executed. It was just very good. It was excellent. Really liked it a lot. Number 3, Honora. You saw that?
No,
You're gonna love it.
I'm watching Honora and A Complete Unknown, and then The Brutalist before Sunday.
Amazing. Honora's awesome.
I've heard such fun
Honora's
reactions to it.
What's that Rob Pattinson movie, Good Time or whatever? It's similar to that. It's like, here's a crazy 24 hours. What the fuck's happening? It's so fun. It's so good. The acting's amazing. Mikey Madison's amazing. She's a star. Absolutely kills it. Like, really, really good. Really fun, good movie. I thought it was awesome. Number 2, Dune 2. Still fucking slaps. I know it came out a while ago. It was just excellent. Dune 1 for me was slow. I know people are like, oh, it was amazing. I almost feel unsophisticated for saying that to people who said they liked it, because I'm like, I could probably watch it again and get there, but Dune 2 absolutely fucking rules. And then number 1, Brutalist. Amazing.
And sorry, continue.
No, go ahead.
So that's your ranking, and that is your ranking of your favorites?
Yeah.
Or what you think is the best?
Let's say those are
Both?
the same thing.
So who do you think is going to win? Or do you not care?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you not
I
care?
would say the Brutalist should. I know there's a little bit of controversy about the AI stuff. I don't see how that's controversial in any way. And then maybe, well, you should just cast somebody who can actually do it right. Why? Fuck you. Why are you telling me how to cast my movie, dude? Shut up. And Adrian Brody, by the way, is a fucking treasure, dude. He's unbelievable in that movie and in general. And I know maybe there was moments where they corrected his pronunciation a little bit, but I don't think they did it the entire movie. Did they? Wasn't it just moments? Can you look? Sorry, I keep giving you tasks to do, but he's unbelievable. And the movie I find very inspiring. Basically you see this guy trying to build this thing, in a small town where people like don't get it. He's only doing this because his life's been uprooted by the Holocaust. And he's now trying to like get on his feet. And you see this guy deal with all this bullshit along this path to becoming incredible, effectively. And it's just like a reminder to anybody who's being creative to like be stubborn. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like, you need to take feedback and you need to be realistic and you need to get to a place where you can like see your work for what it is. But like, you also don't need to listen to people. And I thought it specifically resonated with me because it just reminds me of my own back and forth with trying to figure out how to do all the shit I'm trying to do creatively. You know what I mean? And the doubt and sticking with it and all that shit. And anyway, I just thought it was a complete triumph. I know people think it's long. I didn't feel that way at all. I thought it was like shot really, really well and really interesting and gripping the entire time. And amazing acting. Like it was a thing. It was one of those where like I don't think that there's a bunch of people who could have done that in that role as well as him. A lot of time I'll watch a movie, I'll be like, this guy's good, but like the real good thing here is the execution of the directing and the writing.
Mm-hmm.
But like this movie would have lost out without him playing the guy.
I haven't seen anything with Adrian Brody.
Bro, The Pianist is like one of the greatest performances of all time.
2001.
An unbelievable movie. Yeah. And I know he's sort of like a wacky guy. Like during that time, he like did a couple things and maybe that has made him a little more off the radar. But dude, he's back in a big way.
It's the director said that they used AI minimally and it did not alter the original performances at all.
Yeah, dude. Fucking who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? So anyway, that's that. And hopefully be curious to hear what you guys thought about any of this shit. If you care, it's unclear to me if people even care about the Oscars anymore, but I still enjoy it. I like the way watching a good movie makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
It like impacts me in a way where it makes me want to like change my life.
Yeah.
It's
It's inspiring.
Feeling. It's a fun feeling.
That's how I feel during takeoff on a flight. It's the exact same feeling. And also that's why I love watching movies on a plane too. There's some, like we've talked about this. The emotions are slightly heightened, right?
Totally.
I love watching a movie on the plane.
Same.
And then also separate, but still on a plane, takeoff makes me inspired. It makes you want to be a better person. Cause that's my least favorite part of the plane. And so when I feel like I am close to death, that's when I start thinking about all the things that I should do when I land safely.
So you get scared?
Every single time we take off, I tell myself if you land, that's you having a chance. That's you having a chance at being better. Every single time. I did it twice this past week on my flight to and from Florida.
How many are you at?
For the year, I think 12.
Really? That's a rip.
No.
Since 2020. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot that we're in a new year. I think that those are my first 2 flights of the year. Yeah, no, every time I don't like takeoff, but we talk about it all the time.
I hate flying too. I don't, but I do get scared, dude. But I'm getting better.
Takeoff is one of the, takeoff is one of those things where every time I fly, I hear a different noise, and that's what scares me. A different noise is really startling. And as someone that's already an anxious flyer, I know the stats are in our favor to be fine, but doesn't, the human in me is still a little more scared than usual after what's been going on. But I just, you hear a noise. You hear maybe, is that an air pocket from a broken window? I just don't know. I just don't know. But I too like watching the Oscars. It's one of those few legitimate events that is live. I am so grateful that I watched the Chris Rock, Will Smith slap live with my roommate Pete. And I remember I was like, wait, was that staged? And just watching that live unravel and trying to assess, like, was that real? Was that staged? Then looking at your phone and you're like, okay, they must be in on it. But then like Will Smith actually is being really serious.
And then the actual angle leaked because it cut away.
During the live show, it just completely is something that you can't see anywhere else. Even like live sports, if something bad happens, they cut the camera away. Like that was
crazy.
You never know. Live TV, you
Venus
never know.
Williams' boob popped out in the middle of it. In the middle of all that, her boob was hanging out of her dress.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Check it out. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go check that out. They say that money can't buy you happiness.
What do you think about that, Lynch?
I mean, not all the happiness in the world, but, money is important.
It's important.
I'm not going to pretend that it's not.
It just is.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to save up however I can.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just a little bit goes a long way. And that's why I'm excited that we are working with Acorns.
Yes.
Because it's a really simple tool to do exactly that.
Totally.
You make a transaction, round up to the nearest dollar, put that towards something. Let that little seed grow into a big apple tree of money, which does bring you some happiness. Not all the happiness, but enough happiness worth checking out. We love Acorns.
Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Acorns is a financial wellness app that helps you take control of your money with simple tools that make it easy to start saving and investing for your future. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money that you've got right now, even if all you've got is some spare change. Basically rounds up for you. with your transactions and invest it for you, which is pretty sweet. And I kind of enjoy using it because I don't even notice. I don't notice that it's happening. It doesn't affect my life at all, to round up, basically, which is how I have it arranged. And over time, you check it and you're like, wow, that acorn is growing into a wonderful tree.
It's like a healthy way to invest.
Yeah.
It's just happening in the
Passive
background of your life.
and consistent. Exactly. Ready to take control of your money? Sign up now and join the over 13 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $22 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/oops or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/oops.
Oh, we got a good email here that I want to read. Lynch.
Let's hear it.
This is called Holding the Door. Hello, Oops PP. I feel like I am constantly finding myself in a situation where I'm unsure whether to hold the door for the person behind me or not.
Yes.
Not because I'm a turkey, but because the distance is that sweet spot where it's not super close, but also not too far away. Agreed. The question is, what distance is the right amount where it becomes acceptable to not hold the door for a person behind me without looking like a dick? I want to avoid making them have to do the awkward, oh, thank you, run while they catch up to me, but also avoid having the door slam about 2 steps in front of their face. Looking forward to your input. P.S. Come to Milwaukee soon. I'm going to be in Chicago, so pull up there, but hopefully Milwaukee soon as well. What do you think, Lynch?
So, based off of her notes saying that she doesn't want to make them do the sprint, I don't care. I'm getting a thank you. I'm holding the door for you. I don't care if you're 100 feet away. I'm holding the door for you. It's the right thing to do.
Well, but like, you say you don't care about making them do the sprint, but like if they're 100 feet away, you're going to still stand and hold the door?
Yeah. And I'm saying yeah because I said that, and I'm going to commit to it. Yeah.
I like it.
Neighbors in my building, the distance between the elevator and the door, if someone's walking out, it should be held open for them. It's a double door. And so just to help them out get through that first one is great. And then they're just going to be, if they're there when you're letting go of the door, they'll catch the second door, whether you hold it for them or not, because they're following you out the door's going to be open at least enough where they can just, put their arm out. So you should hold the door open for people. They should say thank you. And you shouldn't worry about what they do. If they give you like, oh, don't worry about it, go. But always get ahead of it and hold the door open for somebody. I think it's the right thing to do.
With the double door situation, it can be funny. You know the like monkey thing, like the chain link where the monkeys link together? It's like a game.
Oh, yeah.
What's that called?
The red barrel monkey things.
Yeah.
My niece was playing with that this weekend.
So sometimes
A lot of
when
fun.
I'll do a thing where like I'm in between the 2 doors. I'm holding one with my arm and the other with my foot. Like I'm one of those monkeys, like trying to hold the door for the person behind me. So my brother has this funny thing that he does that solves the problem of potentially, depending on what kind of door it is, that solves the problem of waiting for a person who's slightly too far, but like is close enough that it would be weird to not wait for them. What he'll do is instead of holding the door, he just opens the door more. So then it takes longer to come back to you. And so it seems as if he tried, but now he's not waiting an unreasonable amount of time to wait for you, which I've done in the aftermath of him saying it, and it has worked for me.
Yeah, and if you turn around and make eye contact, then they know right away, like, okay, if I can't make it to the door, thanks anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for thinking of me.
Dude, yeah, if you want to avoid, like, don't be weird. So, like, in any situation, if you feel awkward because, oh, I waited for you, or you go for the handshake and that guy does the pound, the worst thing you can do in that situation is commentary.
That was weird.
Oh, we're doing that? Oh, I guess we're doing this. Like, you go for a hug. Oh, I guess no commentary. Just do the thing you were going to do. And if you fuck up the handshake, it's okay. We all do it. We all fuck up the handshake. We all hold the door for too long. We all accidentally say you're sorry if you did something wrong, but don't admit defeat and be embarrassed when you like do the wrong handshake. Don't be awkward.
Yeah.
Don't say shit.
I think it is funny if you go,
I guess if you're about to walk into each other and you're physically trying to get out of each other's way, it is nice when you just have the little laugh. Are we going to fuck, dude?
Yeah. Or you're like, did it 4 times recently with somebody, and we both had a little laugh at Penn Station.
Like trying to get,
We both went the same,
you laugh.
and we both just, ugh. But like, that was it.
Shadowing each other.
We didn't even look, we both just like,
Yeah. Dude, if I ever accidentally bump into somebody especially if I like very quickly get the sense that this is the type of person who like doesn't play around. I like go so far out of my way to make a good apology. Like you would actually, it's like 10 out of 10 behavior, by the way, if we're ranking hotness. So like
A hot apology,
dude. So like I'll bump
Apology.
into a dude or like something, and I'll literally go, dude, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I look him right in the eye, and then he comes, and then we have sex again, and he comes.
You have to wait a few minutes.
Yeah, but not with how hot it is. He's ready to go right away. But dude,
Love that.
Like, I will be like, I'm not going to let this guy ever think that I was trying to show him I was better than him. I'm submitting to him.
I like that.
I'm his.
I like that. His and hims. His and hims. Oh, I have a question for you. So on my flight back, I was sitting next to this older woman, like old. She was in her 80s, and she had a face mask on. And
Like for COVID, face mask?
she had like a COVID face
Not a
mask on.
shiesty.
No, she wasn't wearing a shiesty. Just ended up being nothing. But tell me your thoughts on this. Woman's wearing the face mask, and she's having a tough time doing something with her phone. And then she asks me, and she's like, "How do I activate airplane mode?" And instead of like pointing, I just grabbed her phone and showed her, but I'm touching her phone. And so I got in my head for a moment because I was like, this woman's wearing a face mask. She doesn't want a stranger touching her stuff. She didn't ask me to touch it and do it for her. She asked me how. And I thought by doing it but showing her was helpful, but I realized as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I'm holding this woman's phone and she's wearing a face mask. So I don't know if she digs this vibe. So I gave it right back to her. And then she never said anything. She just said thank you and stuff, but
Very self-aware of you.
I feel bad about that.
Very self-aware
I
of you.
can't stop thinking about it.
And that really? That's a situation where like you did the right thing by not, like once you've done that, like it's obvious that she's not going to like have a meltdown because of it. So you don't need to be like, oh, I'm sorry I touched your phone. Like I see that you're wearing a mask. You probably don't like people touching your phone. I just did that. Now that I've already touched it, I guess I'm just going to keep, you know what I mean? Like you could have gone down that wormhole, which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy. So whatever. You're innocent. You helped her. It's all good. But totally get it. And I probably would have had the same thought process.
Yeah.
Completely fair.
How many times are you cool with somebody needing to go to the bathroom before it starts pissing you off?
Man, it can be really fucking annoying. On my flight back from Alaska, or I was in Seattle, the dude woke me up a few times. It was pretty fucking annoying, but it was like, he was nice about it. He like did it the way you're supposed to. And I walked off that flight being like, that guy was kind of annoying. And then I hear, Julio Gallarotti, please come to the gate. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? So I walk back, and as I'm walking back, the guy who was sitting next to me is carrying my neck pillow, and he found me and gave it to me. And I was like, you're back in the friend circle.
It's covered in his piss.
You're back in the circle of trust. Yeah, right. But anyway, like it's annoying.
Yeah.
Fucking sit in the aisle if you're going to have to piss all the time. With your
Yeah.
fucking old bladder.
Yeah.
I mean, I will go an entire flight without getting up once.
8-hour flight?
Longer. I didn't
Oh,
get up a
shit.
single time from Chile, there or back. Didn't get up once.
I don't like peeing in the bathroom in the airplane. I'm afraid that I'm gonna fall through the floor. Every time I flush, I have sanitizer. I don't wash my hands in the bathroom on the plane because every time I flush while I'm holding the, and then I push in and then I pull myself out because I can't handle it at almost 30.
Well, dude, we need to have an expert on here to explain to you to explain to both of us why we don't need to be afraid of the little things we're afraid of.
Yeah.
'Cause it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, we need a pilot.
We need to. Oh, and also, bro, speaking to these people peeing, you have to pee. Fucking grow up, dude.
Such a pussy, bro.
Grow up, dude.
Yeah.
No, JK. But yeah, man, I don't know. So, dude, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Is it plane related?
No.
One more plane
Yeah,
thing.
please.
So I flew United on my flight back. And they had, their little videos, their little commercials and stuff. And they had this PSA type of, or it was like it was a testimonial video about this little girl that had a great experience with the people that work at United. So I've told you all in the past, I was on a trip to North Dakota with Francis. I lost my camera and I did all of the things I was supposed to do immediately when I realized I lost it. I reached out to Delta. I reached out to the airport. I talked to people at the specific terminal, security, lost and found, with the airport, with Delta, submitted all the forms, and they were just like, no.
Wait, what were they saying no about?
Like, we don't know where it is. You can't find your camera. And so that was my experience. And so fuck, great, nice. And then this testimonial video was of this little girl, and she's like, I flew on United and I left my camera on the plane.
Oh my God.
And it was like all these like, and it was like, so then someone working at the airport, when I found out I didn't have my camera, ran all the way down the terminal and he got on the plane and it was like, ahooga, ahooga. He stopped the plane and was able to get me back my camera. Thanks, United. And I was like, fuck that bitch. Fuck her.
But they actually played that on the plane. I've never heard.
It was
of that.
it was to show like how United cares.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I had no idea that was happening.
Your
Sorry,
stupid
go through that.
$80 camera.
You hated all of that.
I hate her.
But your thing didn't even happen on United.
I know, but it happened on an airplane. It just goes to show that someone can find your camera if they just do you a little favor, and when you ask them to look, they look. They didn't do shit. I know they didn't do shit.
Poor Lynch. Guys, pray for Lynch. You know, poor guy, his camera. Well, dude, look, I have a way that we can put you to use here. Somebody had a good idea. They're like, you should just. So I was talking about all this notary stuff and apostille bullshit, citizenship stuff, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, you should have Lynch become a notary.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you could become a notary public. The only problem, I think, it might be slightly harder in New York than other places potentially. But like, in theory, like there's places where you can become a notary for like $10. But I don't think New York is one of them. So yeah, can you look that up?
1, meet eligibility requirements. I must be at least 18 years or older. I am. I must be a resident of New York or have an office or place of business in the state. I am, and I do. Pass the notoriety public examination. Prepare for and pass the New York State Notary Public Examination, which is a multiple choice test covering notary public law and procedures. 3, complete the application. Make an application, complete it. 4, take the oath of office. After receiving your commission, take the oath of office and file it with the county clerk's office. All right, when I read county clerk's office,
I got you there. I'll do all that for you.
Okay, because it sounds like stuff you've been dealing with, and
easy.
it just makes my head sad. In the county, I'm in Kings County, where you reside or have your business. And then 5, obtain notary supplies. Purchase the necessary notary supplies, including a seal and a record book to begin performing notarial acts. And then there's a visual guide.
It doesn't even sound that bad.
No.
Well,
Stop licking your lips at me like that. You want me to be your notarizer?
Yeah. Well, dude, hopefully I'll never need you because hopefully I'll be done with this shit soon.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Italian government to mail me back my fucking stupid fuck. My fuck.
Your fuck.
But no, whatever. It'll be all right. Hopefully me and Big G will go in person and take care of it.
Yeah.
But Lynch the Notary Public has a ring to it.
No, I don't want to do that. I appreciate the suggestion. It's a fun idea. I think I'd rather swallow rusty nails.
Dude, you appreciate the suggestion of me using your body and mind for my own goals.
Come on, stamp it. I don't want to. I don't want to stamp it.
Making you do hours and hours of work for nothing just so you can be my guinea pig, my fucking
Stamping.
monkey.
Yeah.
Dude, good shit.
The last thing I have for my trip to Florida, I got to hang out with my niece, and I want to use her as bait to meet Aaron Judge. Now, we went to the Yankees Tigers spring training game, and the way that the field works is there's the stadium, Steinbrenner Field, and then there's practice facilities surrounding the campus of the park. Now, Aaron Judge was not playing that day. I found out after we got there. He's not playing until a week after we went to the game.
Is that just normal, or is he hurt, or
not hurt? They're just giving him more time. He doesn't need
boy.
he doesn't need as much time to ramp up. Why risk him getting hit in the face?
Totally.
And so we get into the stadium, and I'm assuming that the boys are going to be taking BP. And I got Maddie right by my side. I'm holding her. And I was getting ready to go down and get close. And, hey, Aaron, hey. You know, being a dad, right? Because he just had a kid. And he was nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, my sister, who is not in the stadium yet, was walking by one of the practice facilities only to find out that the Yankees were taking BP in one of the practice facilities, which is super accessible because the only thing keeping you from the players is not concrete seats and border barriers. It was just a fence like that you would see at McCarran Park for softball. It was just a fence. And so my sister with she was there by herself and she was really close and she watched Aaron take some BP. She got a great video and I was so jealous of her. And then what really made me upset was that she recorded a video of him. She doesn't know Aaron Judge. She doesn't understand the gravity in which being in his orbit is so gravitating. And the pull that he has, he's just such a hot dilf. And he got his teeth fixed. And she posted a video of him on her Instagram story, and she tagged A-Rod.
Wow.
And that made me mad.
I mean, you must have hated
that. Made me mad. She's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the big, like, whatever. It's a baseball. I was like,
dude, listen. So do a lot of people go to that stuff?
Yeah, a lot of old timers that moved over to Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a big snowbird. It's a New Yorker, like we were saying. Maybe that's part of the appeal. So, but how many people will be at that, like, right next to the fence scenario?
There were about, I think, 50 people lined up, or stacked up like paparazzi, just
like
watching
packed.
BP. Yeah, it was packed.
And for any Yankee, not even just Judge.
They would have done that for any Yankee. I mean, you're really like, it's like being at the zoo and like,
yes.
I don't like that analogy, but it is what it's like.
Baseball zoo.
Yeah, it's literally like you're that up close and in person with them. Like you can talk to them.
No
hey,
feeding,
Aaron, you
no
smell
feeding the Aaron.
Aaron, you smell really good today. Just wanted you to know that. You could say that. So, but yeah, it was an absolute doinker of a game.
Is that good?
No, it was bad. They lost 4-0, but it was great. It's a great time. Cheap tickets, good family
How
day.
cheap?
I think tickets are under $30 a head.
Nice.
It was a good time.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Oh, wait, one more thing. So my dad's cousin lives out in Florida, and we don't see her a lot, but sometimes she goes to all the Yankees games. And she goes
In Florida,
but she'll fly out to New York and go sit behind home plate for a whole series. She just be cooking like that. And we're not super close with her, but now I see her at games sometimes. And in Tampa, and my whole family knew that we were going to see her. I've seen her a bunch over the last like 6 months because I bumped into her at games. She came to New York for some. My sister hasn't seen her since like 15 years ago. And so we haven't seen her yet. I'm sitting with Victoria and my dad and my niece, and this random woman that's sitting in front of us is just chatting with us, just talking about, they're from Michigan, just talking small talk. And my sister comes over.
Amongst each other or to you?
With us. We're having a chat with them. And so my sister comes and she looks at this random woman and so confidently says, "Hi, Colleen. It's so good to see you." And this woman's in the middle of like she's in the middle of a sentence to my dad, and she kind of didn't skip a beat, this woman. Funny. And I just looked at my sister real quick. I was like, "Nope." Nope.
Did she know what that meant?
I was like, "No, that's not Colleen. No."
Did you say that's not Colleen, or you just went, "Nope"?
I said, "Nope." And then I said, "Nope," and then I told her. Okay. But it was funny.
That is fucking
And then
great.
we saw her later.
Like a very fair assumption to make by your sister, but that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
That's not her.
No, that's a stranger.
That is not her.
You said it's good to see you to someone you've never seen before.
Well, Lynch, I'm glad you're enjoying these games. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Good stuff. Go Yankees. And watch my special. It's out on YouTube tonight at 8 o'clock, depending on when you listen to this. This is Tuesday. So March 4th, 8 p.m., my YouTube channel. Check it out. Hope you like it. It's called On the Map, which I thought was a nice little double entendre for being my first special and also me being a traveling lad. Come see me in Pittsburgh on Saturday at Bottle Rocket, and then the Den Theater in Chicago the 14th, which is where I shot my special, so it'd be fun to be coming home. Those tickets are moving pretty quick, so try to grab them. Then the 19th, I'm in Providence. The 20th, I'm in New Hampshire. I'm also adding Boston again in June 12th. One show at Laugh Boston. So come out. And Lynchy, what do you got?
Ryan is really polite, and keep emailing us. I love the door scenario.
It was great.
And enjoy your week. We'll see you on Thursday with maybe a big deal, big
guest. Oopspodcast@gmail.com. At Oopspodcast. We love you. Buy some merch. Bye.